I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. The Lion King on Broadway star has been stabbed to death by her boyfriend. Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to my moderators. Things are definitely out of control. Like another sad story, you know, a young lady loses her life at the hands of a boyfriend, someone whom she was in a relationship with, someone whom she loved dearly. I'm going to go ahead and let this clip play, and then I'm going to come back and do my commentary on it. But when will we get it? Or will we get it? Will we understand this thing that some of us call love? Let's tap into it, y'all.
The entertainment world is mourning a heartbreaking loss. Imani Smith, a former Broadway child actress best known for playing young Nala in Disney's The Lion King, has tragically passed away at just 25 years old. Her sudden and violent death has shocked fans, the theater community, and families across the world. In this video, we look at Imani's life, her promising career, what authorities say about her death, and the final words shared by her family. Imani Smith rose to fame at a young age as a Broadway performer, appearing in The Lion King between 2011 and 2012, where she played young Nala. Even as a child, she was known for her strong stage presence, powerful voice, and natural talent. Family members later described her as vivacious, loving, and fiercely talented, calling her a true triple threat performer, able to sing, dance, and act with ease. Imani grew up surrounded by the arts. Her mother, Monique, works as a professional hairstylist for Broadway, television, and film productions, contributing to more than 25 projects, including Smile and The Housemaid. Though her Broadway years were early, those who knew Imani say her love for creativity, family, and life never faded. According to the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office, Imani was found with multiple stab wounds inside a residence in Edison, New Jersey, on Sunday, December 21st. Police responded to a 911 call reporting a stabbing, and she was rushed to Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Authorities confirmed the incident was not random. Imani's boyfriend, Jordan D. Jackson Small, age 35, was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. He is also facing charges related to endangering the welfare of a child and illegal weapon possession. The investigation is ongoing, and officials have not released further details. Imani leaves behind her 3-year-old son, her parents, 2 younger siblings, and a heartbroken extended family.
Let me just slide in for a second, y'all. Let me just slide in. I see my moderators, Positive Vibes, Miss Parker. I see y'all down there. It's almost like we watch it over and over again. You'll have a female and she has the world ahead of her. She's successful. She did everything almost everything that her parents expected her to do. And then have y'all noticed this? These type of females always end up with these kind of dudes. And the dudes that I'm talking about, they always end up with the kind of dudes that end up taking their lives. Like, look, I know that y'all want to be outside, as y'all call it today. I know that y'all want to be off the porch. And I know, Shank, I just can't deal with no corny type ninja. Shank, them dudes over there, they lame. Listen, man, listen. Y'all really need to be educated on who's corny and who's lame. I'm going to let this finish playing before I get into my commentary, because it seems to be and I run across this all the time. You'll see these type of females with these kind of guys. Now the females, and there's no disrespect to y'all ladies, y'all really don't know when it comes to these street dudes. Y'all really don't know who's official and who's not. And 9 times out of 10, y'all get the street dudes that's not official. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. Y'all not getting no certified street dudes. And that's the problem. Y'all run across these dudes that if you put these type of dudes around men, if you put these type of dudes around official street dudes, these type of guys would tuck their tails in. These type of guys wouldn't even come around a man or wouldn't even come around a certified street dude because number one, they wouldn't know how to act and we would call them out on it. We would let them know when they're out of pocket. But I'm going to give my commentary on that. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Just give me 1 second.
In a GoFundMe message, her Aunt Kira Helper wrote that Imani had her whole life ahead of her and described her as a light that brought joy and creativity into the world. The fundraiser aims to help with funeral expenses, trauma therapy, legal costs, and care for Imani's young son and beloved dog. Online, fans and strangers alike shared messages of grief, calling her story a painful reminder of the devastating impact of domestic violence. Imani Jess Smith was more than a former child star. She was a mother, a daughter, and a gifted performer whose life ended far too soon. May her memory live on through the joy she once brought to the stage.
Now, let me just give a short commentary, y'all, and then I'm going to let everybody get out of here. Now, I'm not a street dude. I'm a man, you know. But in this situation, men and street dudes move the same. Because before you could be an official street dude, you first got to be a man. And when it comes to relationships, when it comes to females, a man or a certified street dude, we just going to stop fucking with you. We just going to leave you alone. If we got to go through putting our hands on you, we ain't cut from that cloth. We ain't cut from that cloth. I see you, Shelly D. I see the chat. Appreciate the membership, Miss Parker. Appreciate the membership. And okay, so let me finish my commentary, and then I'll get to the memberships. Going into this new year, I'm going to be doing things different over here on my platform. I had a lot of important people reaching out to me, appreciating the work that I do, and I'm taking the platform to a whole new another level. So I have to bring in a crew, and the crew that I'm bringing in, they're going to be on salary, and I have to pay that crew to help me get my platform to another level. So I'm just asking for everyone in the year 2026, if I could get everyone to help by donating. You can either donate $5. I'm just asking for my subscribers to donate $5 to the Cash App, or either purchase a membership, either or, because I do have goals that I have to reach. All right. So just keep that in mind, everyone that's watching this, to help me take my platform to the next level. If you could donate $5, just $5 to my Cash App, or if you could purchase a membership. Now, back to what I was saying when it comes to men and street dudes and these women. We just going to leave you alone. We're going to just move on. We'll try to fix whatever the problems that we're having in the relationship with you. But if we can't fix the problems, we're going on about our business. And females, like I said, I'm not saying that domestic violence is females' fault. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is in order to stop domestic violence, in order to, uh, you know, not end up in a domestic violence situation, is going to take females, because the females, you are the ones that are being hurt in these domestic violence. You got to watch the dudes that you open up your legs to. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just keeping it 100. In these days and times, it's best to just wait. It's best to wait. And I'm just keeping it 100 with you. Those street dudes, they're not where it's at. They're not. If you got to be by yourself, you better off being by yourself. Because see, the thing with these so-called street dudes, they're missing a lot when it comes to being a street dude. This is why, for the young people, this is why y'all hear us old heads talk about things that was how we was doing things in our day and time. Look, it was just completely different. The stuff that these dudes is doing today, in our time, they damn sure wouldn't have made it in the penitentiary. They damn sure wouldn't have made it to you can't, it's certain charges, and I don't know about now, because it's been close to 20 years since I've been in anybody's institution. So I don't know about now. But I know back then you couldn't go to the county jail. You couldn't go to the city jail. You couldn't go to no institution with certain charges. And these domestic violence charges, you couldn't. Not taking the life of a female, you couldn't. Because all the men around gonna be like, you could have walked away from her. All the men that's in there gonna be like, that could have been my sister who life you took. Now, it's one thing if, y'all get the scrapping, you push her down, you go upside her head a little bit, then we can understand all that. Okay, I get all that. But to take a woman's life, for what? For what? But I'm saying this to the females because the female is making the choice of dealing with this dude or not. Listen, and y'all can call me a captain and save a hoe. Y'all can call me a simp. Y'all can call me whatever y'all want to call me. I can accept that because it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. So y'all can call me whatever y'all want to call me. But I advocate for victims. I advocate for women. And I see the problem. I see how these females end up in these type of situations. Now, if you just got to have a street dude, then make sure he's official. That's all I'm saying. If you want that type of guy, make sure he's official. Don't just open up your legs to any goofy because he dressed the part. Don't just open up your legs to any goofy because he talk it. No, that's not how we do things. It's not. Because you're going to end up in a situation just like this young lady, 26 years old, dealing with a 35-year-old man, an older man, and then just threw your life away. You're gone. Let me come to my chat. Miss Parker says, this is so sad. Miss Parker says, facts. Shelly D says, facts. Miss Parker says, sometimes you don't know who you're dating until it's too late. And that's true. That's true because my man, they could have introduced you into their representative. So in these cases, it is like that. You don't know who this dude is. But I'm just speaking for those because there's females out there that know exactly what I'm saying. We've seen one female, she made fun of a 9 to 5 working dude. She was like, I can't have no 9 to 5 dude working no job. If you working a 9 to 5, you goofy. I said, damn. I said, when did working, when did having a 9 to 5, when did that become being goofy? Merry Christmas to you, Evelyn. So you do got some females out here that push that line. You know, they'll tell you straight up, Mr. Shank, I got to have me a street dude. And then you see the dude that she with, and you be like, he ain't no street dude. Because let me tell you something about a street dude. Just because you pow somebody, that don't make you a street dude. I know some folks that pow somebody, right? When it came time to taking their charge, I know some folks that snitched on some people to get out of that. I know some folks that when they made it to prison, they couldn't take the pressure and they took their own life. So don't think just because a dude been to jail or a dude been to prison for pow-powing somebody, don't think, oh, he's certified. Don't think because he got some pistols on his record, don't think that that's what makes him certified. That's not what makes you certified. It's not. You could be a car thief. You could steal cars. But if you never snitched on nobody, right? If you went to prison and you held your own, if you kept it real, a car thief, if they walk that path compared to somebody that took somebody's life but then snitched on somebody, or when they got in the institution where they was going at, they stayed in their cell all the time. They wouldn't come out their cell and go in the day room. They wouldn't get on the phone. Some of them had to check in. Give me the car thief that's solid over the dude that got the body, but it's not solid. But this is what I'm trying to say. So for you females, get with a older man. Go to an older man and ask the older man, because this is how females used to do it back in the days. This is how females used to do it back in the days. They would go to their uncle, they would go to their father, they would go to their brother, they would go to an older man and ask that older man about this dude right here. Hey, what you think about him? Because a man knows a man. It's just like women. It's just like women. A woman might get one over on a man, but a woman will never be able to get one over on another woman, because a woman going to see that woman coming. So it's just like that with us men. You can't get, a man can't get nothing over on another man. So if you ask Shank Rock, if you say, Shank, what you think of old boy? I'm going to give you the real. First thing I want to know is, has he ever been locked up before? And I'm hoping that you tell me, Shank, he's never been locked up before. Then I'm going to say, okay, we working with something. We working with something. Because my whole model was to not get caught. Put me around them folks that didn't get caught. See, that's another thing when it comes to the game. It's so jacked up. Nigga, I don't want to be around a bunch of niggas that then done 10 years and 20 years and 8 and all. I don't want to be around them niggas. Because that lets me know that you wasn't thinking when you was in the streets. And it is some niggas that ain't never been locked up before. Put me around them niggas. Don't put me around no crash out dummies. Because they ain't going to do nothing but get you in a predicament where you going to crash out with them. So as a female, y'all got to tap in with these men and check in with these men and let these men tell you what type of man you got. what type of boyfriend you got, what type of baby father you got. That's how it was in nowadays. Like I said, if you got a man and he ain't never been locked up before, you winning. You winning. All right. You got a man that's been locked up before, you still might be winning. Let's find out what he was locked up for. We got this case down here in Charlotte. Sad case. Where the dude was locked up, I think for the attempt red rum. Banged the man up, stood over top of the man, banged him up. I think he did, what'd he do? 2 years. Came home, became a tattoo artist, then turned around and now he's locked up for taking the life of his girlfriend. Ladies, y'all gotta stop thinking just because y'all are women that a man won't take your life. Y'all gotta stop looking at these jokers and think that y'all can change them. You gotta stop looking at these jokers thinking that they won't snap. The Nazaria Harris case, another prime example. Jarvis Butts, Shannon took him in after Jarvis came home from doing 8 years, 8 to 10, on inappropriate touching his own kid. Shannon, what Shannon say? If society can give him another chance, then so can I. We all know what happened. After that, you let society give these monsters another chance. Not you. My baby son, 33, no charges, 2 jobs, no kids, got his own clothing line. That's who we supposed to be celebrating. These are the type of men that we supposed to be celebrating and honoring. No charges, 2 jobs, no kids, got his own clothing line. They should be making a movie about your son. But we got to stop making excuses for these monsters' behaviors. Well, you know, Shank Rock, like I said, Shannon said about Jarvis. If society can give him another chance, a second chance to soak it up, no. You ain't society. If you know this person has been to prison for certain things, stay as far away from this dude as you can, as far as opening up your legs to him. Because it was a time when females would not mess with a jailbird. Whatever happened to them days? A female find out you've been to jail? Man. Even if you turned your life around and was doing the right thing, when them females found out you was in jail, I don't mess with no jailbird. A lot of people might think while I'm always talking, and some people be like, man, you preach too much. Some people be saying, man, why you always be talking that positive shit? What else is it to talk about? I talked enough gangster shit growing up. I talked enough negative shit growing up. I put enough of that shit out there in the atmosphere. What else is it left for me to talk about? Y'all want me to be up here talking negative? Y'all want me to be up here talking that gangster shit? I talk the positive shit to try to make a change. We got these babies to think about. So that's why I'm always up here preaching. You should be doing the same thing on your platform. and be the main ones that's on their platform, and when they social media, they be the main ones entertaining the foolishness. They be the main ones that's entertaining the bullshit, but want to question you and I about the positive stuff that we put out there. I see you, goddess. Enough is enough. This young lady right here, my condolences to the family. Made something out of her life, did something out of her life, was going places, had already been to places. Broadway, as a child, and then to grow up and have her life taken away from her. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, y'all. I mean, come on. Do I need to say any more? I mean, come on. Come on. I was always taught you could tell a lot about a person by the way they carry themselves. You could tell a lot about a person by the way they dress. You could tell a lot about a person. Start from the head, a female. Start at the top, a dude. Start at the top. I'm just saying. Ain't nowhere in the world. See, this tells me right here, because I'm starting at the top of my man right here. This tells me right here, he could care less about anything. His hair ain't right. There's nowhere in the world that anybody should be walking around looking like this with their hair nappy all over the place. And I know what y'all gonna say. But Shank, nappy hair is good hair. And in some parts of the world, that would work. But not in this part of the world. Fellas, y'all got to get yourself together. As an uncle, as an elder, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to clean yourselves up. Don't feed into the bullshit that being clean looking is for cowards and goofies. And no, man, no. Y'all got the game jacked up, man. Go back and see. Watch the old gangster movies. Because if y'all gonna be into that lifestyle, hey, it is what it is. If you're gonna be into that lifestyle, go back to the old gangster movies and see how they dressed. I see you, leisure lady. See how they dressed. Because that's what we did. My generation. Every generation always look back to the generations that came before us. Now, our styles and everything may have been different. But the jewelry and all of that, where y'all think y'all got the jewelry game from? Y'all had to get the jewelry game from the generation before y'all. All the things that y'all wearing, y'all had to get it from the generations before y'all. So backtrack to the generation. Go back, study the brothers, study the gangsters from the 60s and the 70s. Study them. See how they operated. Then come on up to the 80s and the 90s. See how we kept ourselves clean. Ladies, y'all got to pay attention. Y'all really got to pay attention to these dudes out here that y'all think is street dudes. They're not. They're not. Trust me. They're not. 9 out of 10 dudes that's in the streets, 9 out of 10 dudes that you think are street dudes, they came from a home where if they didn't have both parents, they came from a home of a father. Well, not the father, because us fathers, we don't spoil our sons. I ain't my son to tell you, I ain't never spoiled my son. I made my son work since he was 10 years old. I had him at the grocery store carrying bags. But these dudes, most of them came from, and ladies, I'm not coming for y'all, but most of these dudes came from a single mother household where their mother worked and worked and worked and gave these dudes damn near any and everything that they wanted. These single mothers was working these jobs just to keep their sons in some fly shit. So they don't even gotta be out there in the streets. They should be on a 9 to 5. So that's the first thing you gotta ask yourself about this dude that you laying down with. Do you work? Nah, I don't work. Why you don't work? That's the first red flag. That's why when that female made that post about any man, any dude that's working a 9 to 5, they goofy, they lame. I said, what? Shit, you better make sure your boyfriend is working, but find out whether or not is he working. If he ain't working, don't fuck with him. Tell him straight up, you gotta go get a job before I can open up my legs to you. Because one thing about us men, when we working, see, this how you can tell who's real and who's not. A man that don't got no job, a man that don't got nothing to bring to the table, he ain't got shit for you. And he will crash out on you, and whatever it is you got going on, he'll help you lose that shit. But if you got somebody that got a job, he ain't trying to crash out. You got somebody that's doing something in life, they ain't trying to crash out. Look, I gotta go to work. I ain't got time to be arguing with you. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I gotta go to work. So it's a less chance of this man that you with. It's a very, very slim chance of him crashing out on you. Stop fucking with these crash dummies. I don't know how much raw I could give it to y'all. Stop fucking with these crash dummies. Because fucking with these crash dummies, 9 times out of 10, gonna cost you your life. So I'll follow this case closely, and whenever something new come forward, I'll make sure that I keep y'all on the latest update. And also some quick announcements before I end this demonstration. It is a new year, 2026. So I will only be going live 2 times a day. Okay. My lives will be 10 p.m. Eastern time every night, except Saturdays and Sundays. Monday through Fridays, you can catch me at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Okay. Also 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. So those are 2 times that I will be going live. All right. Because I know a lot of y'all be like, Shank, I didn't get no notification. I didn't know you was going live. So I'm setting that time. So you all will know at 10 p.m. Eastern time, Shank is live. All right. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Salute. And I will see everybody back tomorrow at 10 p.m. I'll leave the chat running. Shelly D says, I did. My sons are spoiled. I taught them to get it. They was working at barbershop cleaning at the age of 13. My baby boy was selling condoms to the older guys in the neighborhood at 10. See, that's a whole nother level. Now, like I said, you got the single mothers, and there's no disrespect to the single mothers, because the single mothers can only do but so much. But we can see that your sons, they did the right thing, and it's okay to spoil your sons. But like I'm saying, in Shelly D's case, her sons didn't make a mockery of their mother. They sons, did the right thing. And there's a lot of men out here that was raised by single mothers, and those men did the right thing. Shelly says I was a single mother. A big shout out to you, Shelly, because it's hard. That's why I said I ain't coming for no single mothers. It's hard taking care of children, and especially it's harder for a mother to raise her sons. So congratulations to you, Shelly. It's hard. I see you, Carol. I see you, Carol. And once again, and then we're going to get out of here. And it's another thing in the new year as well, okay? The only comments that I will be reading, and I have to do this, y'all. I have to do this. The only comments that I will be reading is from those with memberships, and you'll have to purchase a super chat. Okay. Like I said before, I have some important people looking to work with me and my platform, but I got to get my platform to that next level. And in order for me to get my platform to the next level, I have to hire a crew. I have to bring in a crew to get me to that level. All right. So once again, I'm asking for a $5 cash app donation from all of my followers. And I'm also asking for the memberships. Okay. Salute everybody. And remember, I'll see everybody back tomorrow at 10 p.m. I will leave the chat running and you all can hang around. Salute everybody.